Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another lockdown devotion here from the Lighthouse. I have the great pleasure of being able to speak at the church this morning. So I thought I'd share a little bit of that beforehand, give you a fresh anecdote that you won't hear in the sermon. This morning, I'll be speaking about how belief and behavior interact. Oftentimes, we think it's our circumstances that make us happy or sad or stressed or angry, but it's not the circumstances we find ourselves in, it's how we respond to those circumstances. And that is all to do with our belief and our behavior. I'm going to give you a really good example I heard recently of how this works. Back in the day, there was a TV program called Candid Camera. You might remember it. It was a hidden camera show where a unsuspecting victim would be filmed without their knowledge, and their family and friends or actors would play out this amazing drama around them. And the victim, would be getting more and more stressed and more irate, more and more angry, more and more upset. And we'd all be watching it and laughing along. And at the end of the sketch, the host of the show would jump out and say, "Smile, you're on Candid Camera." There's similar programs around today, like Ant and Dec do it, Punk'd, all these kinds of programs, hidden camera shows. Jeremy Beadle was the one I watched growing up, and Beadle's about. Now, the host of Candid Camera was a man called Alan Funt. And in the 60s, he and his family were on a plane going to Florida. Now, the 60s were the golden age of plane hijackings, and this plane was hijacked while he was on it. A couple of terrorists jumped up with knives, grabbed a stewardess, and demanded that the plane be flown to Cuba. Everyone obviously starts panicking, starts stressing out, starts freaking out. The pilots start to divert the plane to Cuba. But then someone notices that this guy from Candid Camera is on the plane with his family, and the rumor starts to go around that the whole plane is on Candid Camera, and everyone's behavior changes based on that change of belief. They start looking out for the cameras, they start joking around, messing about. People start taking the threats not seriously. And obviously, as the host of Candid Camera, this guy knows this is a genuine hijacking. And it took him a while to convince the pilots that they should take the demands of the terrorists seriously. And it wasn't until the plane landed in Cuba and not Florida that many of the people there became convinced that it was actually a genuine terrorist hijacking. Now, what you need to know is that throughout that entire hijacking, the circumstances didn't change. They were still on a plane being flown to Cuba, and they were still being held captive by some hostages. But what did change was their belief about that hijacking, and that change of belief changed their behavior, and they had much more fun on this plane hijacking than they might have done previously, if you could describe that kind of thing as fun. So this is one way that our beliefs and behavior can interact, and like I said, it's not our circumstances that dictate how our life is. It's our beliefs and our behaviors around those circumstances. I've got more to share on this morning, so hopefully you can tune in and let me have your comments. Let me know you're listening, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye bye.